himself may not know what direction he wants to go, in all fairness. Dana has been very open that he wants it to be Conor. Now, Conor's got a big problem in front of him called Dustin Poirier. So until Conor and Poirier settle their business under the unified rules on January 23rd, Dana may not know what piece he wants to put together, which is why he's going to come to Khabib and just present him on the idea of himself. You're ready. You can make weight. People love you. I love you. We have a contract. You're still my champion. As my champion, you fight anybody that I bring in front of you. Never before have you chosen your opponent. Let's not start something now. I will choose. I'm going to wait till Conor and Poirier get done. I'm going to make my play. It may be Conor, it may be St. Pierre, it may be something totally different. Do I have you? That might be Dana's approach. We're just trying to guess and piece these things together because Khabib is getting wild encouragement from every possible angle. And I don't think that you have to put on your Columbo rain jacket and try to dissect and break this thing down to some level that doesn't exist. Khabib is very simple in his approach. He's very simple in the way and clear in the way that he speaks. And the only thing that Khabib has told us, aside from I'm done, is I'm done because of my mother would like me to be done. Does not want me to go through this without my father. It has seemed as though, and it seems as though still, it's up to mom. I don't know how involved mom is. I don't know if Dana slides into the gym one day when Khabib's working out, if mom's there. I don't know. We had a familiarity with Khabib's father. I don't know how involved mom is or if this is a private call between mother and son. It seems as though, and I think that you guys would agree, unless she encourages it or gives the blessing, that we're all done here. So it seems in many ways that we're talking about talking, but Dana's one of the people talking, and Dana's never wrong. When's the last time Dana read something wrong? He thinks Khabib's coming back. He thinks he's coming back. I tend to think that Ariel Helwani is onto something when he says it needs to be new parody. It needs to be something new. It needs to be out of the box, once in a lifetime opportunity. I know that Ariel was talking about Tony at that time, but those same principles and rules still apply to St. Pierre. Is there any hope? Are we all wasting our breath and time? It seems as though as each day goes by and we keep bringing the new statements and the new evidence forward, it does seem as though we're still at square one. I don't think Khabib has changed his tune once. I don't think he has. Even Ali is saying, I think. My sense is that is something he would listen to. There's no commitments made. There's not a big negotiation going on here by Khabib. This isn't a game, which I find very refreshing. I find it very annoying when fighters think they're going to outsmart somebody by dropping a clue over here and sending a tweet about this. Come on, man. Dealing with guys, this is all they do all day long. You think they haven't seen that move before? It seems as though this is very straightforward by Khabib, but he has agreed to the meeting. In fact, he's agreed to 2. Why are there 2 meetings? Now that I brought that to your attention, are you guys with me? That's a little interesting. Who sets up 2 meetings? Have you ever done that even in your personal life? Have you ever asked a girl on a date, but you asked her on 2? 2 specific dates at 2 specific times? What if she doesn't like you on the first date? I mean, just in fairness, pay a little attention to that. Why are there 2 meetings?
Jake Paul, man, goes in there, beats up Nate Robinson. Obviously,
Bro.
now he's called out. Kind of, what do you make? First of all, how do you think he looked, Anthony? And he seems like he wants to fight big name guys. You're a big name guy, so would you have actual interest in fighting Jake Paul?
Bro, I would love to box. You know, I haven't boxed yet, so I'm 0-0, and I've boxing is like something I grew up watching my whole life. That's why I got into fighting, honestly. Like watching Chavez, De La Hoya, Mayweather, all these guys, you know, up and coming. But man, he looked good against another professional athlete. You know, I mean, Nate didn't look like he should have been in there, honestly. I'm like, yo, did he get any sparring sessions in, or like, did anybody not like show him how to throw, get in a good stance? Like, he was just running at him. But I respect him for getting in that ring, bro. Like, everybody has this talk, and they're like, yo, I could fight, and if I was in there, I'd do this. It takes a special person to like get in there and actually try that shit, man. And you know, we see what happens when you're not prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it seems like some people want to hate on him, but yeah, I thought he looked good. And right, to do that to Nate, who was such a good athlete, I mean,
Crazy.
as a fan, I was impressed.
I think he's definitely getting better. Like he prepared for a boxing match, so you could tell he was like in a boxing shape. He was in a stance at least.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be interesting to see how far he can go with it. And he's definitely an athlete. You look at both of them brothers. I mean, they're definitely in good shape, and they stay in good shape. So it's not like there's some couch potatoes and jumping in against professional athletes. They definitely train the part.
Yeah, absolutely. Dana's talked about getting into boxing in the past, and you just talked about your love of boxing. Is that something that you want to do going forward?
Man, I'm only 33, and I've been doing this MMA thing for so long, bro. This is my 12th, like I said, 12 years with Zuffa. So, like, as a pro, I think I've been, 14 years, man. So, it's a crazy life I live. But, man, I would love to go in there and try something new. I mean, even kickboxing is something I never got to do because I jumped in this MMA game, and it happened so quick where I didn't have time to try any other martial arts or other professional, competing at the highest level. But, yeah, I definitely think before I retire, boxing will be something I do.
What's the dream UFC matchup then?
Man, dream UFC matchup. Guys that I mean, Conor McGregor would be an amazing fight. Something that it's always been close, but then my career went a different way. His career is, obviously projected like crazy.
Do you feel like it's possible now because he's coming back? Obviously, he's fighting Dustin. You feel like
yeah, bro. Honestly, my goal was going back down to 55. That's why I'm on weight right now. So 170 is my natural walk around weight. I'm not really cutting weight for this fight. So 155 is my real weight class, and I think where my mindset's at, I'm in a way better spot, mentally and just everything outside the octagon's right for me to go back at it again. So I'm gonna take it one fight at a time. But obviously Conor's one of the big names in the UFC, and there's a lot of great guys at 155, but that's one that just kind of never happened. And I think fans wanted to see it too.
What do you think? I don't know if you know the news. Leon just came out and said he was turned down by the UFC. He offered to fight you. He offered to fight Neil Magny, and they said, no, we're going to save you for Khamzat Chimaev at a later date. Does it bug you that you missed out on maybe an opportunity for Leon Edwards, who's right now ranked 3rd, and a lower-ranked Neil Magny, who's still very, very dangerous? The guy can fight. Does that mean anything to you at all?
Before it would have. After the RDA fight, my emphasis was dude, I just went from 0 to hero. I just went from left the rankings at 55, 1-2 at welterweight, got a shot against RDA who's ranked number 5. I was so hell-bent on, I get a guy in the top 5. I just beat the number 5 guy. I belong in the top 5 now. So I was very vocal about it. I was very adamant that that's what my next fight is. In the meantime, I had to have surgery. COVID-19 happened and kind of shelved me for a little bit. In that downtime, Neil Magny surged his way up to where he's nipping on my butt, getting into my spot. Now it's the fight that makes sense. You know what I mean? The way the landscape of the division, when they booked the Magny fight, this is the only guy. I mean, this is the guy. This is the next best option. So I'm not frustrated at all. You know what I mean? Am I bummed out that maybe I didn't miss an opportunity to step in and fight Leon? Yeah, because he's got the ranking, but it doesn't matter. I'm in the main event. I think that I'm not. If I missed an opportunity to fight him before this fight was booked, I'd be pissed because I was so, like I said, so focused on getting a top 5 guy. Whereas now I got booked against Magny. We're in a main event. The rankings do matter, but it's not my point of emphasis right now. My point of emphasis is just making sure I focus on getting the win, and then anything good will come thereafter. I think a win over Neil Magny, I think that will propel me into the top 5. I think that no matter what, I almost feel like, I'm not Khamzat Chimaev. I got to be real with myself. I don't think I would get a title shot if I beat Leon Edwards. You know what I mean? What is that? Am I really going to get a main event? Or am I really going to get a title fight off that win? I don't know. Well, Khamzat's probably. Kind of crappy politics, but I think that the position I'm going to be in if I beat Neil, when I beat Neil, I think it's going to be the same as if I would have beat Leon.